Curly Witch. Seek aid from those pathetic creatures. Try your mind games on me. You did nothing of the sort. You destroyed our property and your ignorant magic. Whoa, 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 whoa! What did I do? No. Okay. The figure before you wears grey robes, yet the body beneath them flickers, changing age, gender, and race. One moment an ancient elven man, the next a young woman, then a tattered dwarf, and so on. You raise an eyebrow, tattooed. Well, did you get it for us? Get what? Oh, that's right. You don't know about that yet, do you? Honestly, we don't know how you people can handle only moving one way through time. But that's beside the point. We need you to retrieve the first crown for us. A magical bauble, the enchanted crown of the first king whose kingdom Nyrissa destroyed. She gave it to the gnarly witch as a token of her regard. But now that the wriggling man is the nymph's current favourite, he feels it rightfully belongs to him, that they've been fighting over it for weeks. Where can I find it? In the course of their fighting, the gnarly witch and the wriggling man accidentally broke the crown into 3 pieces, the magical backlash teleporting each piece somewhere within this forest. If we knew exactly where, we wouldn't need you to search for them, would we? But if you can go on anywhere, why the fuck do I have to find it? Sometimes I question the reality of sometimes these quests, you know that? You're after the self-styled nymph queen, yes? Well, we won't punish her directly. Nyrissa's recent overreach annoys me. Bring us the crown and we promise you an easier time overthrowing her. Why do you want it? A good rule for surviving the first world is to never ask a Fey Lord why. Honestly, most mortals are overjoyed to get a divine quest. I wouldn't say finding something is a divine quest. Let's just say the crown has the potential to make significant ripples in this timeline. We'd like to guide them in a positive direction. We could get it ourselves, of course, but there are waves vaguely politics. More games of the gods than those who fancy themselves gods. Yep. I guess I've got to do it, yeah. So how do you want? Excellent. We'll be here when you're done. Tell me what you want from me. Oh, that's right. You don't know. Okay, so we've already done that. Now it's a matter of perspective. Okay. This isn't the first time we've met, but I'm still curious. Who are you? Our name is Skylar, though some call us the Many. We are the eldest, the Fey gods of the first world. We embody that which you think of as time, entropy, and reincarnation. Why does your face shift? My, you're a bold one, aren't you? Our form changes because there are many Shykas, and will be many more. Long ago, we decided to live interspersed rather than sequentially, so that we could each experience all the eternity. Oh my word, it's far more interesting that way. Why does the eldest want? What does the eldest want with me? What does any god want, child? Quick and obedient service with a minimum of annoying questions. You mortals often leave something to be desired in that respect, but we hope you'll prove us wrong. Well, you made us. Know and trust us when we say that you'll find it better for all involved if you keep it that way. Alright. The Gnarly Witch and the Wiggling Man are Nyrissa's chief's advisors. The witch is a priestess of the hag goddess, twisting plants to her whim. The Wiggling Man was a mortal wizard who sought undeath as a swarm of grave worms. They are Nyrissa's most powerful allies, and they absolutely despise each other. Recently, they've been battling over the first crown. Or pieces, not crown, you know. That was fun. I was hoping for an encore. Why can't it always be like that? Our enemies fight each other, and we get to watch and clap. Why do they hate each other? A creature like Nyrissa has no true friends, but she rewards her allies well. Both the gnarly witch and wriggly man seek to be her right hand, ruling her so-called kingdom by her side. Neither of them are the sharing sort. Did you say he's made of worms? It's amazing the lengths you mortals will go to avoid death. Honestly, the whole mortality business seems like a hassle. We're glad the first world doesn't bother. A magical bauble is enchanted crown of thirst. She gave it to the gnarly witch as a token of her regard, but now the regular man is the nymph's current favourite. Forest here looks blasted apart by a meteorite, complete with fallen trees and a crater at its centre. Surrounding the crater were several huge twisted trees. Suddenly the trees turn to you, and a jagged mouth opens in one of the trunks. With a voice like a creaking wood, Treant says, "Who disturbs the prayers of our fallen friends? More of the wiggly man's obscene minions." There are plenty of lingering traces of magic from the battle between the wriggly man and gnarling witch. However, the piece of the first crown shines brightly than any of them. It's obvious that the first crown is a remarkable and mysteriously magical item. I am nobody's minion. Then you are not our concern. Leave this place and let us mourn our dead. What's happened here? The wiggly man happened. Trent's words are slow and sad. In his attempt to steal the first crown from our mistress, he broke it. The magic blasted apart this grove. You stand among the corpses of our beloved trees. We must pray for the healing of this place. Wiggling tree there. And then return this hateful crown to its rightful owner, the gnarling witch. Forest wounds heal easily, much harder healing the soul of one who has lost their loved ones. Poor things. They mourn their burned friends so much, yeah. Why do they try to steal it? Why does the wiggly man do anything? Because he's a vile, disgusting creature who seeks to rob our mistress of her place at the nymph's queen's side. He is a rot in the wood, a weed to be pulled, the larva that devour our forest. The gnarling witch will cure 1,000 breaths of his sickness. Okay, if you hate the crown so much, let me take it to the witch. That's wise. You could take the crown to the gnarling witch for us while we confront the grieving forest. That was easy enough. Faldroc the Huntsman is in a clearing head. A seeker curses and hacks angrily at a stone pillar, trying to chip free a piece of a crown embedded grudgiously in its surface. Around town, massive purple worms roll and breach in the curved earth. He turns your direction. What? Who are you? No, wait. I don't care. Just get lost. Okay, what are you doing? None of your business. Now get moving before I sick the worms on you. Need some help? Okay. Especially in Crumples, his ears drooping. But why? I was doing such a good job. He looks to the worms, then grins darkly. Well, I won't stop you. But he can't fault me if the worms accidentally take a little nibble. Okay.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Okay.
I'll fight if I have to.
Just ahead, a man in the dark robes of a Pharisman priest battles an enormous spiked beast. While he's holding his own with magic and a sword, a melted looking hilt, the snarling beast has him cornered. Suddenly he catches sight of you. You there, help me with this thing. Name's Salim. You'll excuse me if we forgo formal introductions until we're not fighting for my life. That's a good plan. Alright. Fire damage. Thanks for the help. If Shaq haven't sent you, I've been in real trouble. He frowns. Of course, if Shaq hadn't sent me after the stupid shard, I wouldn't have been fighting for that overgrown lizard in the first place. Got you. Salim Ghadafar, a servant of Pharasma, so to speak. I owe Shyka a favour. So I agreed to help them locate this first crown, though it appears the crown is far more than I was originally told. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Shyka are as shifty as the damn death goddess. Oh, nice. I've heard of you. Have you? That make an awesome chapter in my book. I think I start like this. Who was the mysterious man in black robes who fought alongside us against such a dreadful monster? And then I'd wait to give the answer for a while. Let the readers feel the suspense. Yeah, great. Did you just curse your own goddess? I used to hunt priests back in Rahandam. You know, the atheist nation? I was an officer in the Pure Legion. Then I made some bad decisions, and I ended up an indentured servant of the Lady of the Graves. Let's just say the situation hasn't been easy on either of us. Right, back to business. Fair enough. How do you know Shyka? The eldest helped me with a job in Truvia. Once, it's a long story. Are you a priest? The man looks uncomfortable, more of a detective really, an inquisitor. I tracked down missing souls of Pharasma, the Lady of the Graves. He laughs bitterly, and it looks like I just found another one. You're looking for lost souls. You should visit the ruined village in the Gnarl Marshes. Yeah. Thank you for the advice. I'll be sure to visit. Why would they want to go there? This is the crown of an ancient elven king named Leforiel. Leforiel? Ruler of the first kingdom Nyrissa destroyed. But it's not just his crown. His soul has been tied to it. His ghost's forced to serve its owner. While it's broken, he's trapped in there, unable to manifest. But no wonder Nyrissa's cronies want it so bad. Oh, Shyka, for that matter. The king of the first kingdom destroyed by Melissa, but that happened millennium ago. The pure soul must have suffered so much, yeah. Hey, you fight well. Want to join me? Sorry, even if my grave rotten master would allow it, I work alone. Give me the crown. Straight to the point, don't you? Well, go on and take it. The damn Linnorm swallowed it before I could grab it. I told Shyka I'd track it down, but I won't fight you for it, especially after you just saved my beard. You're a nice guy. If Shyka sent you, why didn't they tell me about it? Who knows why Shyka does anything? Perhaps they thought they already told you. For a god of time, they find it surprisingly difficult to keep straight what has or hasn't happened. Okay. Probably. Open you up, big boy. Missing something. That's what I'm missing. Aha. Ooh. Listen, you can talk all you want about proper precautions and things best left unknown, blah blah, but when someone gives you the disassembled pieces of a magical artifact, I don't care who you are, you put that baby together. The last piece of the first crown slotted into place. The whole thing started glowing with green light and humming, And then, when things got weird, before we knew what was happening, we were somewhere else, and in sight nowhere with misty walls glowing the same green. Before us floated an elven man, all dressed up like some sort of king. Except he wasn't a normal king, because the last time I checked elves weren't see-through, and their skin doesn't give off wisps of glowing smoke. He stared at us with blank ghost eyes and said, "You're neither witch nor worm. Who are you?" So we told him. Truth? The Ghost King nodded. "My name is Lothoriel, once called Lothoriel the Wise. You're inside what was my pride. It is now my prison. What you call the first crown." He gave an ugly smile. Behind him, a door manifested in the fog. He gestured to it. "Don't worry. Unlike me, I suspect you can leave whenever you like. Time is strange here. I don't know how many millennium have passed in your world since Nyrissa destroyed my kingdom of Rushwood. Only that all memory of it has been lost, with younger races building nations atop its ashes. My people are long dead and scattered. Only I remain, trapped in this half-life, denied my proper rest and forced to carry out petty tasks for whichever abomination bears my crown. All thanks to the Ninth Queen." It looked at us expectantly, so we Kingdom. The ghost smiles, pained. Before him, the fog swirled, forming an image of a beautiful forest city. God, my kingdom. It was a thing of beauty. A forest city that wove the trees into its very walls. But now it's gone. Destroyed by Nyrissa and swallowed up by time and the forest. He laughed bitterly. "I believe you know my realm is part of your so-called stolen lands. How appropriate. That even your oldest books have forgotten me, and I will away the millennium pier, bound by Nyrissa, as a bauble for her servants to squander over." So then we asked him about Nyrissa and his imprisonment. Successful, I guess. Nyrissa, the ghost snarled, and if we didn't already know, he was a ghost, we would have then. His face contorted in ways that would have broken a real elf skull. Behind him, the fog swirled, forming an image of a beautiful elven city. He jabbed a finger at it. "Look, see my kingdom? See what she destroyed? All of it gone. And why? Just to add one more grain of dust to the Ninth Queen's chalice." He shrieked, a sound full of madness and sorrow, and seemed to stab through our ears into our brains. "And now she binds me here as a bauble for her servants to squander over." Then it's like I've done the same thing twice. Okay. Asked him about the chalice. Bill shook his head. "I don't know. Only that every time she destroys a kingdom, a new grain of dust falls into her cup. Mine was the first, and there have been so many since." Yeah, you can say that again. Okay. The ghost laughed bitterly. "Fight, Nyrissa, child. If I knew how to kill the Ninth Queen, would I still be trapped in this god-forsaken crown? I can't take any direct action against her, even at the command of my bearer." He paused thoughtfully. "Though I suppose her minions see my crown as a mark of station. The gnarly witch and the wriggly man fight over it incessantly. To see it in someone else's hands might fluster them, cause them to make a mistake at a crucial moment." There was a moment, another pause, longer this time. At last, in a softer voice, the ghost said, "Or once you've left this place, you could command me to destroy this crown and set myself free." That made us all pause. We looked at each other, silently weighing our options, and then it's weird how it's no showing me what they are. I go on in my just rewards, I suppose. Be judged by charisma and join my people in the afterlife. The ghost tried to look innocent, but unfortunately for him, we knew better. Innocent or not, he was a ghost, spending a few thousand years stewing in your own rage scrambles your brains. There was no telling what he'd do if we set him free. Hmm. Better than that. Rest. Expecting much more than that. Well done, mate. Really annoying. And get in range to you. Nope, I'll have to go over there. Yeah, little bitch, don't you? Wow, that was annoying. I really had to figure out a way to try and get that done, and that was not enjoyable whatsoever. Permanent insanity. So how do I get rid of insanity? This is the one thing. I am insane, apparently. So how do I get rid of it? Because it doesn't tell you. What kind of you got? Come on, lass. Look to find Skia waiting for you at the edge of the trees, arms crossed. Salim stands near the eldest, his arms crossed. He nods to you, but says nothing. Well, did you get it for us? What's it worth to you? You know, there's a ghost tied to it. Did I know about the ghost? Child, why do you think I wanted it? I'm far too old to be excited about fancy hats. Now, is he going to give it to me or not? I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Here you go. Shyka reaches for the crown. Salim steps forward and raises a hand between you. Before you do this, I think you should consider that the ghost tied to this crown is a mortal soul, trapped and kept from its rightful afterlife. As agent of Pharasma, goddess of death, I could take the crown to her realm and ensure that the ghost is put to rest safely, as he deserves. Sky's shocked expression, he laughs. Don't look so surprised. I told you I'd help you locate it. And I did, but putting souls to rest is still my job. He turns back to you. What do you want to do? We have no way of knowing that Silka will do. Can you really trust someone with so many faces, so many personalities, someone who keeps her plans a mystery? Salim is right. Best to give him the crown. Let the spirit rest and restore things to normal. Otis are wise. Let them decide what to do with the crown. What if the poor ghost doesn't want to go to Pharasma or to Silka? Why don't we set him free and let him decide what to do himself? Then what? Just get rid of it. As he shakes his head. With a sigh, he reaches up and touches an armlet around his neck. It promptly disappears. Smiles smugly. We're glad to see that some mortals understand how the world works, as we promised. We set in motion events that we think you'll find quite beneficial. The past is not so immutable as Nyrissa believes, nor her cup so full. But there's a little something extra for your trouble. She reaches into her sleeves, pulls out a bulging sack, tosses it at your feet. Now, if you excuse us, we're late for an appointment. Or was that early? Okay, so all I got was experience. I hear an elven flute, a joyful melody being played in the main square, and passers-by cannot help but dance. It's not my native Kenoi, no. This kingdom rose and fell thousands of years before. What ruined it? I think I can hear the story. Are you ready? Tell me about the kingdom of ancient elves. Oh, right, okay. Ah, alright. The storyteller's back straighten and his voice becomes militant, direct, precise. I'm guarding the royal chambers. I can hear the queen weeping. Inconsolable, I clench the hilt of my useless sword so hard it makes my fingers ache. There's no way for me to help my lady. King Lothian the Wise is ill, and we all pray for his swift recovery. That's what they told the populace. The truth is much worse. The king isn't really ill, at least not in the traditional sense. He lies staring unblinkingly at the ceiling, barely breathing, neither alive nor dead. The queen is at his side day and night. The high priestess begs for guidance from higher powers. The court wizards relentlessly cast their best spells. But I'm afraid that even the sisters would be unable to help us this time. Sisters? Magical creatures, the royal house's closest advisors. 3 sorcerers with covers faces. Maybe Fae, maybe Celestial. Who knows? Long ago they served our king mother, the Honourable Lavallee, the road builder, the founder of Rushwood. Our kingdom wouldn't have flourished without their magic or wisdom. Let me guess, the Highness' crown was missing. How did you know? Yes, it's true. They found the king in the garden, lying as if dead, with no sign of his crown. Who would dare touch his highness, let alone have the nerve to remove the crown from his head? It's been 10 days, and we're no closer to solving the mystery. It was a disgusting scene in the council hall this morning. The prince struck his sister in the face in full view of the queen, the advisors, the court. She said it was time for us to stop lying to ourselves. It's been a month, and the king is no better than the day we found him. She said we should admit he was dead. It took the prince some time to find the words to answer. His voice cracking, he accused her of wishing to usurp the throne to fulfill some quixotic fantasy of sending a crusade against the Cyclops. I distinctly recall the look the prince gave her mother, but the queen kept silent. The sisters, the court, the guard under my command. Everyone watched her in silence. She quickly left the council hall without saying another word. Far to the west, beyond rivers, impassable swamps, and a wall of mountains, a tribe of Cyclops recently appeared. Our scouts reported that they'd escaped from faraway Gongan. For some reason, they decided to found a new kingdom called Glorian. The Cyclops are fearsome, but they're too far away to be a threat to us. King Lothian is called the Wise for a reason. He decided that we would only engage them if they dared to move troops against us, and only to rebuff their attack. We would not initiate a war with them. The king and the court argued regularly with the princess on this topic. She felt the threat should be nipped in the butt. She's right, it's hard to say. I want to believe the king will wake up, but God forbid he doesn't. The kingdom needs a ruler. In the dead of night and in the queen's chamber, she whispers an order to me. I don't frighten easily, but I shudder. She's tasked me with gathering people who are loyal to her and arresting the princess at dawn. Her Highness is sure her daughter is plotting a coup, and she wants to avoid such bloodshed. Doesn't she understand that this act will unleash the very feud she's hoping to avoid? I'm leaving the Queen's chambers. My heart pounds so hard I feel it might stop. I'm terrified by what I am about to do. A short note hastily placed in my maid's hand. Forgive me, Your Highness, but I would sooner besmirch my honour with treason that allow you to ruin your own kingdom and your daughter. Wow. Do you think the princess is innocent? I stake my life for it, even my honour. The princess is loyal to Rushwood. The prince's slap today wouldn't be enough to make her turn against her people. The queen knows it too, I'm sure. She did. So why did she decide her own daughter was plotting a coup? And why didn't the sisters take some sense and talk some sense into her? Maybe the prince is spreading lies about his sister. Yes, that must be it. At dawn, we approach the princess's chamber. I see a team thrice as large barring our way. We're disarmed and discarded. The queen is an honourable convenient. The queen is in honorary confinement in her chambers. The carnage has been prevented. No one knows of my crime, save my own conscience, which is enough. I sentence myself to banishment from the country I'd love above all else. The country in which I now ashamed to look even the lowest garbage collector in the eye. At least he fulfills a simple duty with honesty. He pauses, his blind eye seemingly stares intently in the distance. A dirty roadside tavern. It smells of sour beer and burnt bread, and all I hear are those rough barbaric tongues. I question travellers insistently of news of Rushwood, and what I hear makes me want to grab the swill they serve here and drink myself into a stupor. Power passed into the princess's hand without any bloodshed, but the prince has retired to his estate to gather troops against his sister, I've no doubt. My betrayal didn't prevent the feud, it simply delayed it. You need just half a year, I fear, and no longer. I kneel and pray to all the kind gods. May they grant mercy, and may they keep safe the kingdom I couldn't. Well, as you can likely guess, the gods did not answer his prayers. Soon Rushwood was devoured by the fires of the royal feud, and then Earthfall wiped even Rushwood's ruins from the face of Glorian. Was it all a plot by the sisters? There is no indication of this guard's memories, but I consider that to be the most likely probability. They weren't trusted as kind guardian spirits. It would not cross anyone's mind that they might entrap the king's soul into his own crown, then defame the princess to her mother and her brother. What happened? He travelled to the Thalistian Empire to serve as a guard and gave lessons in swordplay, but that's where the trail goes cold. I think he continued to question travellers for news of Rushwood to the end of the days, trying to decide if what he did was right. That night was right. Maybe arresting the princess would have avoided the feud after all. Who can say? I do not believe he ever found the answer to his question.